this a little bit here. Um, so um, I wanted to do a little bit of a like a schedule update. So last week there was, when I was trying to play World of Warships, I showed you all how, I put 18 rounds into a premium ship and only got like on average 25% of the total damage that, I could have gotten, you know. Maximum damage was 19 and on average I was only getting like 500 into a premium ship. And um that worried me a lot because if I was only getting 500 damage, if it wasn't for the single torpedo hit that I went in, that I shot into the guy, then I would have been dead. You know, they would have been able to kill me outright themselves because I was only getting 25% on average on damage. So, um, so that worried me a lot. Um, you know, it shouldn't matter if the ship was 2 tiers higher than me. Okay, it shouldn't matter. Okay, the damage should still be the same. If I can still penetrate your armor, if I'm still um doing damage to your ship, I should still be able to do you know the same amount of damage no matter what ship that I'm doing. Okay, um, hey, you have a higher tier ship, great. You have more armor, you have more health, you have more um your shells are larger, you can do some more damage. That's great. Okay, but that doesn't mean that you have to lower my potential damage to the higher tiers. Okay. Um so that concerned me a lot, okay, when I was playing World of Warships last week. Um it's I mean, lately there's been a lot of. It feels like there's been a lot of movement on some of the more. I mean, don't get me wrong. Okay, World of Warships is a free-to-play game. World of Tanks is a free-to-play game. War Thunder is a free-to-play game. However, um, there has been a lot of. I've been seeing more and more lately about policies that are coming out from not only wargaming but other companies that are doing these free to play games, um, that are um, that are you know turning it more into free to uh, a pay to win style game than anything else. Okay, hey, you wanna play our game? Well, you better pay for it or you're gonna be left behind. You're not going to be able to compete against anybody else. And I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Um, so, um, you know, if you're going to give the premium ships an advantage, sure, you know, give them the more, allow them to have a little bit more armor, the bigger guns, whatnot, okay? But don't reduce down the amount of damage that I'm doing. You know, that's um, that's a bit ridiculous. Um, so now it could be, it, you know, it could be potentially that. the I just had very bad rolls for my 18 shots that I put into that ship to eventually kill it off. It could be quite possible. There's always that possibility of you rolling a 20-sided die and you getting, 1 out of 5, more often. Okay, there's always that possibility. You know, um, but there's been other times when I've also been aiming at premium ships and gotten the short end of the stick as well. You know, I remember trying to do a tier 3 versus tier 3 battleship, and I unloaded all my shells into it and not a single penetration happened. The majority of it was non-penetrations, which doesn't make any sense against AP rounds, and um, ricochets, which I was like point blank range. So I was like, wait, I'm aiming for the hull of the ship. What do you mean? I was aiming down into their hole. It's like, so, um, I was been playing, World of Warships off and on for quite some time, and as much as you know, I, I don't have a disposable income, so I never could really help them out financially or anything along those lines. But at the same time, um, I still tried to promote them, when I could, with my streams at the very least, having having my videos up. So, uh, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, I tried to do right with, as a casual player trying to support them. Um, but if they're going, it's feeling more and more like they're going more towards a pay to win. Again, I don't know. Okay, I'm not 100% sure, but it's just feeling more and more like it. Um, what with you know, they were planning on doing some changes in World of Tanks that a lot of the community members were like, "What the hell are you doing? You're making it so much easier for people that have money to get a strong advantage over the free-to-play players." You know. Um, Now eventually Wargaming did back off of that. Um, but it's still concerning, that they're not seeing it. Um, Now don't get me wrong, they're a business, okay? They need to make money, okay? So don't feel like, hey, um, you know, they're a free to play game. They should only worry about, being a free to play game. No, they're a business. They still need to make money. Okay. Um, I get that, and anybody else who thinks otherwise is just being stupid. Okay. Any business that has to pay their employees, they need to make money somehow. Okay. So, um, but there are other ways of trying to go about doing that, though. Okay. Um, so it's just with the sheer amount of premium ships that are coming out, you know, it's um, I'm afraid that the the free to play ships, you're barely going to see them on the map. It's going to be mostly just premium ships and premium ships only, in battles. Maybe the occasional tech tree, but that's it. Um, um, so I'm gonna so it's kind of with a heavy heart that I'm gonna suspend my streaming of World of Warships at this time. Okay. Now, what's you know, so what's gonna happen with World Warships? Okay. I'm not uninstalling it. I still kind of want to see it kind of, you know, one would have the hope that it will kind of maybe reverse course or try to figure out some other means of making money other than trying to do a pay to win. Um, there was one where it was like, hey, and doing a pay to repair, I think it was like War Thunder that tried to do that, and even that's pretty terrible. Um, so um, especially if you're like, hey, your ship is dead, and now you have to repair all of the damage that was done to it. It's like, how long is that going to take? Oh, it's going to take like 24 hours. Well, it's like, well, there went my potential grind for that one ship, right? Like if you're trying to do the 50% bonus kind of thing, and your ship died and you lost, you didn't gain that victory at the end. Well, who cares about that 50% boost in XP, right? So, um, now I'm not saying that Wargaming's doing that. I'm just saying, um, War Thunder did that, so I'm just kind of giving it as an example. Um, so, or War Thunder's trying to do that. I don't know if they're going to reverse course on that either. But um, it's just a little concerning overall about what's kind of going on with some of the free to play games that are out there. Now there are some games that are doing pretty well for themselves, or at least one would think. Warframe's doing really well for themselves, but they're doing it via skins. They keep on coming out with new skins. So, I mean, that's really good for their artists because their artists are knocking it out of the park. They're having a good time, coming up with new skins for the player base to purchase, you know, because it's all about fashion frame on Warframe. So that's the end game for a lot of people. Um, you know, I want to make my Warframe look really nice. So what can I do to make it stand out more? So, and when you have a company that is working on new skins, new colors, um, new little graphics. I mean, the community is just having a ball there. You give them the tools to, um, make something new, change things up, and then that's you got yourself a strong community, a supportive community, and I hope Warframe continues to do that. Um, Wargaming, they're gonna need to change up a little bit, or they're probably gonna need to like change things around a little bit more, to make things a little bit more, um, have their artists really kind of get to work on, continuing making different skins, changing up the designs on the ships. Um, well, maybe not changing up the designs per se. I mean, but working on the color schemes, um, you know, the different looks of the ships. Maybe they can do a change up of the clan look, you know, because World of Warships it was all about the dock area and but it's the same thing for everybody, right? Everybody has the same kind of you know look on the docks, and that's it. So maybe give the community a little bit more wiggle room on that. Give the clans more options to pick from, um, little, instead of the just the name tag, maybe give them the opportunity of putting a clan symbol out there, something that they can design, which they have to kind of, purchase the right kind of symbols or colors or something like that, allow for them to modify their harbor in some way or another, have them, uh, allow for them to kind of go into the dock a little bit more and maybe um, change up the dock. I mean, there's a lot of ports that you know they give available to the player to kind of be in dock for. Why not do that for the clan as well? Let them have the opportunity to maybe purchase one of those docks or something. I don't. I'm saying that there's a lot of things that World of Warships could do in terms of um, trying to help kind of, not necessarily turn it into a pay to win, but more, hey, let's do more skins or the like, you know, allow for the community to kind of build up, what they want to make, in terms of, um, give the community a little bit more ways to stand out, you know, than just the clan name and that's it. That doesn't really advertise that much. Just a clan name does nothing. Okay. Um, I mean, let's put it this way. For World of Warships, for the clan, you have the clan chat and you have the clan name that's really different than anybody else, any other clans out there. And more often than not, the clans do their own, you know, the clans do their like own Discord, their own webpage, or whatever to try to strengthen their guild, their clan, you know, which is something that wargaming should try to maybe promote or push or integrate even within their game. So, and allow for that to be maybe, try to boost that up with some income coming in somehow. You know, I don't know. I'm just saying, there are ways that they can probably try to modify their game to not change um not change the battles, but change the look of the game. Okay? Because normally, you have a lot of people that are very creative out there, and if you give them the tools, they can make some very awesome things out there. Okay? I mean, if anybody's familiar with Warframe, you look at the clans in Warframe and how much people have like really, um, you know, played around in the clans to try to, build up their dojos into something um, visually stunning. Um, it's quite impressive. So, um, but right now I don't feel comfortable with World of Warships. I just don't. I don't know. Um, I've just been seeing too much lately that is making me very worried about where the game is heading, and I I don't feel like I really want to promote that anymore. Um, you know. Now, what does that say about the my current clan in the game and anybody else that wants to participate in it? Um, so first off, you know, I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to uninstall. Okay, I will have it still available. I will still have my account still available. I'm not going to stop, or I'm not going to, uninstall and delete the account. Okay, I'm not. That's not my plan. The clan is also going to stay. Okay, it was a gift. I don't want to remove it. Um, and I want everybody to still, um, have fun with the clan if they are, still indeed, playing World of Warships. I still want them to have fun with World of Warships. Okay. Um, so I'm not gonna get rid of the clan. Okay. Um, now, I've already kind of mentioned this in my Discord, so um, I hope one of the clan members sees it and understands what I'm trying to go for. Um, so the um, so while I might not necessarily be like the um, so while I might not necessarily play World of Warships often, um, I don't necessarily want to um, I want to allow for um, I want to give them the chance of, taking it themselves and moving forward with it. Okay, which means, um, I mentioned to the clan that if anybody wants to kind of, there's basically like an open position for. Well, I mean, I'm gonna be the clan lead, but I'm probably not gonna be participating as much in it. But that doesn't mean that I can't have like a second in command. And currently, right now, that second in command position is open. So if anybody wants to join and take that second in command, then that's perfectly fine. I don't mind as long as you're holding true to, the um, trying to, keep the community friendly and positive and moving it forward, then that's perfectly fine. I don't really have any problem with that. Um, but we'll see if anybody wants to step up into that particular role. Um, I don't want to, I don't want to, um, um, I don't want anybody to feel like they're being pressured into it or anything along those lines. Okay. So it's mostly, volunteer based, obviously. Um, so that's what's going to happen with World of Warships. Um, uh, so um, also, as you probably found out this past Monday, or 2 days ago, I tried running Dragon Age Origins again, and that failed. Um, so I'm kind of at my wit's end on that. I don't know how to get it to, work with my current system at this point. Tried multiple different, um, possible solutions to try to get it to work, but it didn't. So, I'm gonna have to suspend Dragon Age Origins as well, which is unfortunate, but I mean, I don't know what else to really do with it at this point. Okay. As I mentioned in my Discord, if anybody has any ideas on how to try to fix it in some way that I haven't yet done, then I'm all ears. But I'm probably also gonna have to stop that playthrough as well. So yeah. Um. So what does that mean? Okay. So let me uh. All right. So here's here's my current lineup of games, days, and all that kind of jazz. What I'm currently doing nowadays. Okay. Or at least, that's the schedule that I want to try to do, but, been having a little bit of difficulty with that. So, so this is my old schedule. Okay. Um, so what am I gonna do? Dragon Age and World of Warships is I'm just gonna stop. Okay. I can't play them right at this moment in time, so I'm just gonna have to pause them for now. Okay. Again, you know, in some cases I don't necessarily want to do it, but I don't really have, you know, Dragon Age isn't working, and World of Warships is giving me very much pay to win vibes, and I can't support it anymore. So what is, you know, let me put down the weekly schedule here. Um, and okay, so Warframe will not change. Okay, I want to continue playing Warframe on Saturdays and Sundays, so those will remain um, on Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, so I don't really have any major plans on changing that at this time. Okay, FF7 original. Um, I'm gonna have to redo that, like completely. My old saves are gone, so um, old saves were deleted. Not my choice. So I have to redo everything. So, um, so when it comes to um, the playlist, I mean, you guys are probably gonna be seeing some kind of video, me explaining the fact that I don't have the old saves anymore. They're not there. I don't have them on my hard drive at all. I don't know what happened to them. They're just gone. We had some problem. I had some problems with FF7 in the past. It not running correctly, and now all my saves are gone. Um, so not sure what the heck Square Enix is doing over there, but I'm gonna have to basically restart from the very beginning again, and you know, start it all over. I mean, I still enjoy the game, but it's just kind of unfortunate that I'm having to redo it all over again. Um, Having to do a reset. So on one hand, it's like, oh yay, and I get to play it again. Yeah, awesome. But at the same time, it's like all that time that I spent, you know, getting up to the golden saucer before is gone. So um, it's kind of like a little waste of time, unfortunately. But you know, I don't know. Maybe someone will still kind of enjoy that section of content on my YouTube channel. You're welcome to enjoy it. You know, I mean, it's there for a reason, but yeah, I'm probably gonna have to put, I'm gonna start on over again and try to rebuild what I lost. So, um, now Monday, my friend um, Blackheart has been playing quite a bit of Terraria lately. Um, and I've been helping him out with that. So I'm probably gonna continue with that. Now he starts a little bit later than I do. Uh, not not by much, you know. I normally start my gaming sessions at around 4 o'clock. So and he starts his normally around 5:30 my time. So there's like an hour and a half there that I could probably just kind of do my own thing. Maybe I'll just start a brand new world. Knowing all the things that I learned from, past experiences, maybe I'll just try to, redo Terraria. And, now that I know what not to do, um, I can try to figure out how to, um, I'll see what I can do about um, starting from scratch, um, and try to get to end game. Okay, so there's that. Um, so what am I gonna do with Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday? Well, so Thursday, we had the Subnautica Below Zero, right? Well, once again, Blackheart's been doing a lot of, been playing a game that I started, but I never really got that far in the game. And it also has a multiplayer feature in there. Now, I don't know how well the multiplayer feature will work, but um, it gives me, you know, uh, I've been kind of wanting to try to get back into that game, but again, it's been a while, so there's going to be kind of a little bit of growing pain there. But he's been playing Genshin Impact on Thursdays lately, and so um, I figured I can start up Genshin Impact on Thursdays to join him. He's gotten to a point where he's about the same level that I am. He's starting to kind of work on, uh, or he no, he's worked on missions. Well, he's worked on quests that I haven't gotten to yet. Um, but he's getting to a point where I left off last time. So I think tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be fighting Storm Terror. So, um, which I did, um, and I had like maybe one or two more sessions after that. So I mean, I'm not that far ahead of him. So Thursdays, I'm probably gonna go ahead and join him in Genshin Impact in in his playthroughs along those lines. So still got the same kind of different time frame and stuff like that. So still got that to kind of do, but that's something um, that most likely will happen. Um, so we still have Wednesdays and Fridays, right? Um, well, I still want to finish off Subnautica Below Zero. I feel like uh, I'm definitely in mid game, if not like close to end game. I would imagine. Um, I'm not 100% sure. There's still, uh, you know, um, I found some, um, I found some locations, last time that, you know, um, I'm not quite sure what to do in that regard. Um, there's still more unanswered questions. I feel like I'm getting more questions than I am answers. And even the answers themselves are quite confusing. It's like, what are you doing, game? I feel like they're creating themselves a lot of plot holes in that game, and they're not helping themselves every single time that I read something or listen to something either. So, um, but I still want to finish the game off. So, uh, so I think for the time being, I was thinking I'll do Subnautica Below Zero on Wednesdays. Um, so what does that mean for Fridays? I don't know. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay. Normally I like to play games that, have, an ending to them, like, start to end goal. Okay. And right now we have two games that do that. Okay. Um, Genshin Impact is one game that can pretty much go on for a long time, if not forever. Same with Terraria, but there are some end bosses, so there might be a point where that may end. Okay, Warframe, it's never ending, so there's nothing that I need to do. That's gonna like, just keep on going. Okay, I know these two will end. Um, Genshin Impact gives me the same as Warframe vibes, so um, you know, does the story eventually end? And you know, I don't know. Um, Now it could be along the lines of like a Minecraft end where it's like, hey, you beat the Ender Dragon and you won, you reached the end. But um, obviously, there's a lot more content after that. Um, So that might be same kind of never-ending content. Um, and Terraria has a lot, it has a very strong modding community as well, along with Minecraft. Um, so while, we might get done with, one particular mod in Terraria, we might be able to, we might do like another mod or something like that. I don't know. It's in that realm of possibilities, right? But again, you know, um, there might be an end to it, but there might be more beyond. So, um, so we'll see. Um, but what am I going to do Fridays? Um, so, um, I'm not sure, to be honest. I don't know what I want to do for Friday night gaming stream. Um, let's see. I do have my um, where did that one? I have a listing of games that I've put up on um, did I put it in Google Docs or did I put it in hmm, hold on a second. Let me see if I can find it again. Ah, no, I have it here. Okay. I did do a game list in Google Doc for my streamer profile. All right. So, um, I'd like to try to do something that is, again, a game that has an ending to it. Because I already have enough games that are, fairly, um, that has fairly long process. So, um, so you know what? Let me show that window here real quick. If I can get my mouse button to work here. Come on. Oh, mouse. There we go. Let's see. All right. Uh, so, um, now let's see. I might need to flag this one as game too old. I can't seem to get it to work for me right at this moment in time. Okay, so what other game can I play right at this moment in time? Well, I mean, obviously, playing uh, quick games and stuff like that, has, might be kind of interesting from time to time, but I don't see that as something that is like long term. Um, Plus, I would need like, you know, if I really want to make it long term, I'd want, more people to like join me in those style games anyway. Um, so you know, board game versions and like, that would probably be ones that I I won't really have any like major interest in um doing like, a weekly stream on. Um Now I have talked about Deus Ex recently in that um you know when I was doing my thoughts about Dragon Age this past time, I brought out Deus Ex. So I mean, there is that. And, I could try seeing if I could get the Game of the Year edition to work and see if I can take that. No, no, that's a possibility. Um, I played Skyrim, before. I never actually beat the game though, but one of my problems with the game was the fact that I kept on getting myself getting myself sidetracked with all the side quests that renew themselves. It's like, oh god. Um, so maybe I'll try that one again and basically say, hey, audience, keep me in line. Keep me going towards the end goal here. Um, I would have to like restart from the very beginning, though. I don't, you know, I played on my old computer, so I would have to like redo it on my new one. So, um, games that can still be, fairly long, but have a little bit more strategy to them, such as like Civilizations 3 and Civilization and all those style games. Those might be good for a couple sessions, but not necessarily. Um, it would feel like a little bit more than like the board games, you know, but not much more. Like, long term, it's like, um, uh, played Phasmophobia from time to time, and that's interesting. It has a, you know, decent community behind it, but I would need trying to play it solo. Um, it just, ugh, I have a hard time with it. Um, you know, if I get like jump scared like one too many times, then I might shut down early in it, and I don't necessarily want that to happen either. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy the game. It offers this, slight sense of mystery to it. Um, but I still get hit with that, occasional jump scare from time to time. That throws me off. Um, if I'm not mistaken, I thought I went through the entire storyline of Thief Simulator via stream. Now, I haven't released it on YouTube yet. I haven't gotten to that particular set of videos, but I think I've done that already on stream. If I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Um, let's see. Um, I have a lot of Star Wars, and unfortunately, I think a good majority of them I probably won't be able to play very much or very often, or at least record them because you know I was getting hit with copyright claims on just Star Wars, Force Unleashed and Knights of the Republic over and over and over again. Contract claims um, on the music. So, um, played a little bit of my time in Portia offline, but I never got to like the end content on that, so I could try that. My friend was wanting me to get into Monster Hunter World, but I mean, I already have like a lot of games that are like non-stop. Um, I don't necessarily want to bog myself down with too many games that are like don't doesn't have an ending to them. So, um, now one thing that I would like to eventually do is go to XCOM 2. My old computer couldn't handle it graphically, but I know my new computer can definitely do that. But at the same time, I don't think I ever did. I mean, I might have played like XCOM Enemy Unknown for a short time. Um, in the uh, I think I did like one stream with it at one particular point. Um, but I didn't really, take it too far. Um, and one of the concerns that I have with that is that, um, I'm not the best when it comes to that game. Um, so, I'm one of those that would, save at the very beginning of the map if things don't turn out the way that I wanted, I would, do, um, scrub it back, restart it, restart back at the very beginning and try it again, knowing, you know, certain things about the map. Um, and obviously, a lot of the community would probably look at that and go, "Boy, this, that's terrible. I hate when people do that." So, I might get some flack on it. I mean, I know that, there's probably some others that do the exact same thing and they're perfectly fine with it. But, uh, I might get some hate doing that potentially. So, hey there, Blackheart, how you doing there, bud? Um, what else? Hmm. Um, now, I did play through. Well, I mean, I didn't stream it, but I did play through Need for Speed Heat, and that was an interesting game. But I don't know. Um, I mean, it'd be interesting to I mean, I could probably try to maybe play it again, stream it, and the like. I don't know. Um, but well, okay, Need for Speed Heat does have like a storyline to it, so you can get to a point where you've like completed everything. So I mean, I could try that. Then I could maybe do the Hot Pursuit Remastered as well. But the Hot Pursuit Remastered more, might be a little bit more difficult because I remember when I first tried the Hot Pursuit Remastered, I was having a really hard time in the end game. Because, I wasn't like the best driver and I had to like really redo um, a lot of my racing skills to try to see if I can try to win. So it's not exactly an easy game to do either. So, and I'm doing good. I'm doing good there, Blackheart. I'm just trying to figure out like what game shall I play for Friday, and um, I'm not quite sure what I want to do on a Friday night. What kind of game do I want to play? Um, Now I've never touched any Sega games, but I mean, there's that too that I could try. There's quite a number of Sega games that I'm sure a lot of people would love for me to, try to play for the very first time. Um, so I mean, there is that. Um, I did do a Breath of the Wild stream at one point in time, and I could go back to that. I don't have any of the newer games of it. I don't have like the prequel to Breath of the Wild. I don't have the recent game that they've recently released on Legend of Zelda either. So there's not much I can really do about that. Um, Never been a big Pokemon fan, but um, um, I never got into that mindset of like you gotta catch them all. Um, my I never, when the games started like first coming out, I never had the money to get them. So it would, I never caught the bug because I never had a chance to get the game for it. So it was like, never finished Super Mario Odyssey, and I'm okay with Mario Kart 8, but I'm not like, you know, I'm not a master of it either. So, um, War of the Overworld is an interesting one. Reminds me of the Dungeon Keeper, and I really enjoyed that game. But again, that might be a little, that might be a little rough to kind of do overall, or at least stream, I would imagine. Um, Destroy All Humans is one that, I've heard about. My friend played. I've wanted to play it. Um, and it doesn't have an ending to it, so maybe I should try that one. Hmm. Um, Play Heave Ho offline, and it's really a rough one on your hands. So, not an easy game to do there. Oh, Goat Simulator. That's right. I got Goat Simulator 3. I think I did like one stream about that. Um, I was really having a hard time at that when it first came out because it came out like right after I, you know, lost my job. So it was very difficult for me to stream at that time. Um, so I only did like one session of Goat Simulator 3. So maybe I should do that one again. Um, Now here's the thing with the Goat Simulator 3. Um, there isn't like there isn't really like a storyline to Goat Simulator 3. Okay, it's not like you're playing it from start to an end game and the game's over, right? But I mean, um there's a lot of achievements to get. There's a lot of content to get. So so while it might not have um like a definitive like overarching storyline or something like that, it might be funny to play and get through. Hmm. Uh, I don't I don't know if Astroneer has end content at all. Um, you know, I don't know if it might just have like um, you know, it might just have like a that never ending. Like you go to another world, you go to another world, you go to another world. That never really stops. Similar to like Minecraft. So I don't know. I could be completely wrong about that. I'm not 100% sure. Now, it would be nice at some point in time, maybe in the future, to have people to kind of join me in that because um, it's it feels like it's a lot of content and it might be better multiplayer wise, but um, I would need to find people that would be interested in playing that again, playing that with me. And again, I don't know if there's like some kind of end content to it. So, um, then of course there's the Batman series that I haven't touched at all either. And I know that those games would have like end content to it. You will have a, go to start to finish style content on those. So, um, at some point in time, I do want to do Chrono Trigger as well. It's been a long time since I've touched that game. Very similar to Final Fantasy VII, but I do want to I do want to go back to Chrono Trigger at some point in time and play that again all the way through. I've already beaten it, so people don't stress about it. It's like you haven't played it? No, I haven't. I've played it. I've beaten it before, so it's not like I've never played it before. No, I have. It's just um, I've been wanting to play it again for a long time. I just never got around to it. So um, Maybe after Final Fantasy VII Origin, maybe. Um, I don't know. Let's see which one of the Batman games came out um, came out first here. Hold on. Let me see. Batman Arkham series. Okay, so Arkham Asylum is first, then Arkham City. Then there was a couple others after Arkham City. Arkham City Lockdown, Arkham Origins, Arkham Origins Black Date, Assault on Arkham, Arkham Knight, and Arkham Underworld from the looks of it. Oof. Um, let's see. So, oh, okay. Arkham City Lockdown is mobile. Okay. Um, so it looks like there might be some games in the whole Arkham series that I might not have kind of collected over time. So, I don't know if I really want to get into that until I have like the entire series. You know, like sure I have Arkham Asylum. Um, I have Arkham City. But I mean, there's Arkham Origins that I don't have. Arkham Origins Gate that I don't have. There's Arkham Knight. And, well, it looks like Arkham Knight is pretty much like the last one that's, like, available on PC. Um, don't have VR, so can't really do Arkham VR. And Suicide Squad is apparently an upcoming one, but I really don't have any interest in that at this point in time. So, um, but it looks like there's like maybe two games that is out that I do not have yet for Batman Arkham. So, kind of not sure um, if I should really kind of start that series without, having the other games. Um, like I don't necessarily want to like go into, like, I get to Arkham Knight and it's like referencing other content from like the other PC games that are out there. I mean, that still might do it anyway. Not much I can really do about it. Um, it's like, hey, you need to have played the mobile game in order to get this one low reference or something like that. I mean, that that could be the thing. I don't, again, I don't know. Yeah, the main three. Yeah, Origin takes place before Asylum. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Yeah, like, I'm sure. Like, I was seeing lists about like um, chronological order as well. So I mean, um, but I don't know. I don't really like. I typically don't really like things that are like hey, here's chronological order. You should always play, them in chronological order. It's like, well, um, you're gonna potentially get yourself confused. I mean, you wouldn't want to watch like the Marvel movies in chronological order. There's gonna be a lot of hints and discussions about things that are just so out of whack that it's like, what the heck? Um, so I tend to view it as more like, play things in release order. You know, that's my kind of viewpoint on it. So I don't know. I could also play one of the other Lego games you know, that I've done. Um, let's see, hold on. Um, we are currently loading up Marvel Avengers right at this moment in time, so um, Majesty, I've had some issues running from time to time, so I don't know if that's gonna really work out very well. Many games are Asylum, City, Origin, Night, and Return to Arkham. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, I'm missing like two out of the five there, so that's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't necessarily play these yet until I get the other two games. Um, maybe I don't, again, I don't know. I mean, it might take me a long time to play through those games anyway. You know, maybe I might get to a point where it's like, I get to a boss that I can't defeat at all, and I might just say, fuck it, I don't want to play this anymore. I don't know. So, Black Desert is a never-ending game, massive multiplayer, much like Warframe. Never really got into it. But then again, I haven't really played it that often. So, Dead by Daylight is, simple. Well, not necessarily simple, but I mean, um, their matchups much along the lines of World of Warships. You play a match, you get done with match, you play the next match. So it's like, meh. Um, and that was always kind of stressful for me. I never really got like a lot of. I felt like I got more stress out of it than relaxation, and so I might play it for um, like maybe charity events, or if anybody wants to like say, hey Jim, join us for Dead by Daylight or something like that. And then I would do it. But obviously, I'm not one to really go for that yet. Um, Fable. Fable's another one that a lot of people loved back in the day, or a lot of people talked about it. Um, and I really should play that one. And it does have an ending to it, but it's also a fairly long game too. So, at least I believe it's a fairly long game. So I don't know if I really want to put that one up on a Friday night. Hmm. Haven't done. Haven't released or have I streamed Portal 2? Thought I did. Hmm. Now, don't get me wrong. I've played Portal 2. I've been in Portal 2. So it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh, I don't know what Portal 2 is all about. Now, I will say that um, I haven't gone through all the multiplayer of Portal 2. I keep on trying to work with my brother on doing multiplayer on it, but so we have like a couple of videos about Portal 2 multiplayer, um, but I haven't gone all the way through all the stages of the Portal 2 multiplayer. So, but I'm holding on to that for when my brother and I can sit down and actually go through it. So if you're like, oh Jim, I could play multiplayer with you on Portal 2. Don't worry about it. I'm my plan is to play through with my brother on that. So I'm trying to keep that fairly um, spoiler free, I guess you might say. Um, Now, here's another one that I've been kind of wanting to try to get to endgame with Raft. Um, I haven't gone into endgame on Raft yet. Um, I've been kind of playing it in my own time, but I never got to a point where, um, you know, I haven't gotten, there is an ending to that game, but I haven't reached it yet. So, so maybe I should like do a full Raft stream, you know, go through the full content of that and play through that. I don't know, man. It's one of the things where it's like, I have all these different games that I do want to kind of get through. I just haven't taken the time to finish them off. So, oh, here's the Ghost Simulator 3. It's under Epic Games. So, right. So let me get rid of that. Oop, there we go. I don't know. What would you like to see, Blackheart? You know, if you were like, oh Jim, I would love to see you, play this game or something. What would you pick? Was there like a game on here that, you would like to kind of watch me play? Now, obviously, you might be thinking to yourself, boy, I really want to play it myself without any spoilers. I get that, you know, no worries on that. But I mean, maybe there's a game that, you don't necessarily want to play, but you wouldn't mind watching play. Is there anything like that? That I don't think I've added too many other games in a while either, so I don't know if I really need to update my game list. So that's a hard one. There are several. Yeah, I know. Um, Okay. I'm now releasing Mass Effect, so I'm gonna go ahead and mark that one down as, a past game. So don't need to worry about playing that one. I'm beating that game, so. And to be honest, I really don't know if I really want to play Mass Effect 2. My, unfortunately, I've been kind of. BioWare games haven't really been hitting in that, RPG feel for me right at this point. Um, as I kind of mentioned, a couple days ago during the Dragon Age, um, I feel like the BioWare games are kind of like the books where you kind of change the page, the adventure books where you get to a certain page, it tells you go to this page. So I'm gonna mark Terra and red. Service closed last year. Oh yeah, yeah, right. That's one of the things that I don't like about these server style games. You know, um, you know, can't play them because the servers are gone. You know. Now I do like how like for example, this one here, Toontown Rewritten. Some people brought back the old game of Toontown, from Disney, and kind of did their own thing. They have their own servers and stuff like that. You know, that might happen, maybe, for Terra at some point, potentially. I don't know. But right now it's like, yeah, not something that um, is currently available right at the moment. So a lot of people love Psychonauts. I have yet to play that. World of Goo is a really popular game back in the day, puzzle game. Um, I I I think I played like maybe one section of it and then stopped after that, but it was like meh. Okay, so here I'm gonna create like a little bit of a list here. So we have a couple puzzle games that I could probably do that um that wouldn't necessarily take a long time to do. That might be interesting to play. So, um, don't think I have too many more of them though. Let's see. Um, guess I could probably put this seeing those are kind of like puzzle games for the most part. There are platformer games that I could probably do, such as the Sega. There is the Psychonauts. What else here? Would probably be more platformer based. And maybe Destroy All Humans a little bit. Let's see. And maybe like one of the Lego games or something like that. You know, that's still kind of like a platformer game. Or I could do more of a story-based game, which, let's see. Oh wait, I could do Goat Simulator 3 can also be kind of put on the whole platformer. Let's see. I'm gonna hold off on Chrono Trigger because I'm already doing FF7. So no need to go too hardcore on my um, RPG um, focus. Let's see. Don't know if I want to jump into Deus Ex right at this moment in time. Let's see. I wouldn't mind doing Skyrim. Let's see. Let's put Fable in that category as well. That I could probably do. What else? Move or Die is more like player versus player style game, so I'm not really interested in I mean, I am, but I would need like more people that might be interested in playing that with me, but I mean, yeah. Um, don't necessarily want to do the One Piece Pirate Warriors 3 because I haven't gotten all the way through One Piece. And that's a lot of content to even consider watching at this point. Um, so um, I know that if I like try to do like once a week on One Piece, that I'd probably be, well in my hundreds by the time I finish off all the episodes for One Piece as it is anyway. So it's like, if okay. Um, so I'm not sure if I really want to take on that right at this point. Um, I can't remember if I did Portal 2 all the way through, so I think I'm gonna hold off on that for the time being. Um, let's see. I know the Talos Principle, a lot of people loved. I think that's more of a puzzle game as it is anyway, and it is having a second one come out pretty soon, but um, I could probably hold off on that for the time being. Um, Torchlight 2, and Torchlight 3 are kind of very similar to Diablos. Um, in that they do have like the point of like, hey, we're gonna have like nonstop content here, but I don't know like where the end content would be on that. Um, okay. I think that is probably about as good as I'm gonna do right at this moment in time. Um, so let me switch over to Notepad here. Oh, Torchlight? Yeah, I had a friend that loved those games, but um, you know, I was kind of already like kind of burned out on playing Diablo 2 at a time, so I never really got myself into those games. So they are endings to it. So that might be an interesting thing for me to do. Well, okay, hold on. Let me clarify. Um, are they games like, hey, you get from point A to point B, and or you get uh, obviously you go from like A to Z kind of thing. Do once you get to Z, does it reset back to A and like raise up the difficulty for you? Much like Diablo does? Or is there like a definitive Z that ends for Torchlight? Does it reset or end? That's what I'm kind of curious about for Torchlight. Because some people might want to, if I start like Torchlight, Torchlight 2, Torchlight 3, if there's like a reset that you play through again, there might be a couple people that might be like, oh yeah, I would love to kind of watch you play through all that, right? Much along the lines of Borderlands 2, they want to kind of watch you play through the content again, potentially. But um, it might not be, I might get kind of bored of it and say, I want to move on to something else, and that might, you know, first one you beat it and it opens an optional dungeon, but it doesn't actually like restart the game for you. I don't remember. I think it did the same thing. No, okay. Okay. Then that might be something for me to try to do as well. So, get it into the Torchlight series. Okay, so everybody can kind of see see the games that I kind of selected here. Um, you know, is there something there that, well, I mean, I'll give you the choice there, Blackheart. Um, well, I mean, if the third one does do a reset, then it does a reset. But um, I'll kind of, I might do that at some point, or I still want to play it at some point in time. So it's not like I never want to touch it. It's just, um, I still have to kind of get through the first and second one first. So, um, so what do you think there, Blackheart? Out of the games that you see, you know, puzzle, platformer, story, what would you like to see, on a Friday? You know, what would you think you would like to? Now I know that your Fridays you have it for that one, apparently heart-wrenching game. You know, you said that you were like close to the end game on that one, but you know, um, you're in between platformer and story. Okay, so you're thinking kind of clear out the puzzle style games. I mean, technically, Orcs Must Die isn't technically puzzle per se. I mean, Orcs Must Die is a first-person shooter for the most part, but I mean, it still has like puzzle elements to it. You're trying to guard your base against orcs that kind of come at you. So so you're saying kind of get rid of these there. Okay. Um. Yeah, more like Tower Defender with an active role. Exactly. But I haven't like gone all the way through Orcs Must Die, so that's why I can't put it up there for the puzzle. But I don't need to worry about that. Um, you know what? I'm kind of leaning more towards a platformer than story right at this moment in time. Like I have FF7 and I have Subnautica, both of which are, fairly story-based games. So, while I might be interested in the story-based games, I would be. It feels quite story heavy right at this moment in time, so maybe I should try to focus more like on the platformer style games. Or at least that's kind of what I'm kind of feeling right at this moment in time. And when I finish FF7 and Subnautica, then I can replace them with the other story-based games. So it's not like I'm saying, oh my gosh, I'm never gonna play these. No, it's maybe, I'll replace one with like one of these other games later. So, um, now, uh, I don't think I've officially gotten the FF7 remake yet for the PC, but I do want to eventually get it and play it and finish it, but I haven't done that yet. So, um, but that's kind of also on my list of things that I want to do. But I mean, FF7 original is going to take me a while to kind of get through anyway, um, so yeah. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of the story ones. Again, I don't necessarily want to, say that they'll never come around. It's just right now, um, I think I could probably go ahead and kind of clear those out for the time being. I'll get back to them. So I grew up with platformers. They're my kryptonite. I mean, so have I. Most people have. Um, uh, Now, here's the thing with the Sega games. Okay, I've never played a single one of them. Okay, so I don't know what you know. Um, you know, uh, they might be pretty difficult nowadays. I mean, a lot of things. Okay, so let me kind of rephrase this here a little bit. Um, some older games they don't necessarily hold your hand. Like how some of today's games do. Like, nowadays you have like a tutorial for certain games because they got rid of the old, you know, instruction manuals. Back in the day, they were like, "Hey, here's this really difficult game, and if you want to learn how to play, you have to read the instruction manual to learn how to play." And that's it. There was no real tutorials per se. Not to say that it wasn't um um overly hard at the very beginning for the most part. Depends on what game you get, but for the most part, they don't necessarily hold your hand on them either. So on one hand, I'm like, I look forward to trying out the Sega games, but on the other hand, they might be pretty difficult for me nowadays. Because I haven't really played any like platformers in a while. Um, I do want to play like, the Mega Man series again. Um, and maybe play the Super Mario Brothers games at some point in time, but for now, you know, that will just have to be that will probably have to hold off for now, but old Sega games are pretty hard. Yeah, I would imagine. I would imagine. So, um, I found Lego games to be pretty easy. Goat Simulator is just funny, and I'm probably gonna just, that's probably gonna be like the content that will probably have, give me like the most amount of groans, most amount of laughs, and probably a good amount of like face palms, or maybe even some times where I'm like, what are they referring to? Okay, because let's face it, Goat Simulator 3 is just like full of memes, and I don't have all of that knowledge. They might reference something that I'm like, I have no idea what they're talking about. So, um, so I don't know. Shall I just put it up to a random choice? Do like a little, like a spin of the wheel or something like that? Um, all right, let me do it this way because I can't really pick one. The only game in that list that I played is Psycho. Yeah. Okay. Let me. There we go. Okay. So I have, the Sega games. I have Psychonauts. I have Destroy All Humans. I have, another Lego game, and I have Goat Simulator 3. So, you know, randomization. Let's go. Destroy All Humans. There we go. So that's the game for Friday night, apparently. Okay. So so this is my new game list for now. You know, like I said, if I can find a way to get Dragon Age back up and running, then I'll see about trying to put it back into the list here. Maybe I'll play it after like Subnautica Below Zero goes away or something like that. I don't know, but for right now, it's on hold. World of Warships again, it's on hold. So that's basically it. That's where we are currently at in terms of what you know um, what we're going to do. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there so people are understanding the reasons behind what I'm going to do. So everybody's not like, oh my God, Jim, what did you're you're ruining everything or something like that, or how dare you get rid of World of Warships? I want to kind of provide some some reasoning, some logic behind the choices. You know, uh, you know, I want to give people like an understanding of why I'm having to do that. Okay, so so everybody like understands. There's a point behind it. So, um, okay, so tonight we're gonna be doing our Subnautica Below Zero, which I'm gonna get into here shortly. Um, I didn't get into Pego, which is unfortunate, but um, not much I can really do about that. We'll continue Pega tomorrow. And then tomorrow we're gonna be playing some Genshin Impact. Now, I'm going to start up my game and kind of get refamiliarize myself with the controls. And then once Blackheart joins, then um, we'll see about maybe trying to join his game. But I mean, like I said before, Blackheart, you're about to fight Storm Terror, so I might not necessarily be brought into that battle anyway. So it might be that I'm going to be playing a lot of, or I might be kind of playing Genshin Impact on my own for the most part tomorrow. Um, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But on Friday we'll be starting up Destroy All Humans. So, and hopefully that game will work. Don't know. We'll see. Um, uh, Not sure what else to really say about it either. Like I said, I've seen um, I've seen my one friend play it before. I never had a chance to play it myself. Um, I don't know how well it will do per se in terms of like okay, the game is very comedic and um it can be very it can also have quite a lot of like adult humor potentially in it. So I don't know how good it's going to be in terms of like streaming content. Not sure. So um but then again, I never really, obviously I came in late to the streaming scene, so I don't know how many people really streamed it, when it came out. But I mean, it's an old game, so I mean, streaming was like really in its um, beginning stages back when Destroy All Humans was first released, I believe. So, but yeah, that's where we're gonna go ahead and call it. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the video here, stop the recording, I should say.